People, good night everyone. Welcome to another show on the Sports Frenzzyy Live Show. With me tonight, I have Chris Lynch, Jason, Ryan, and Shakes. And as you all know, if you're not familiar by now, I'm your host, Levon. Welcome everyone. Welcome, gentlemen. How are y'all doing?
I'm good.
Doing well.
All
Doing
right,
well.
wonderful. Wonderful.
Good
I'm sure
night.
that
Good
Chris
night.
Lynch is doing super because West Indies win a series. Well, West Indies whitewash a team. On our previous live, well, on the previous live, when
Blackwatch.
we were last year to predict the series, we had said that this was the format that we weren't really sure of when it comes on to West Indies because that they're so poor when it comes on to ODI. But guess what? They showed up right throughout, and I've been giving them praise right throughout for the bowling performance. And once again, they did pretty well because 200 plus scores in ODI isn't really that much nowadays. They expect to see scores of over 300 plus, and in all three matches, they managed to limit the team under 300 runs. So I have to say a huge congrats to them for the series whitewash and special mention.
Blackwatch. Blackwatch.
All right. Wait, say it's not a whitewash, it was a blackwash.
Blackwash.
All right, boss. But
And you know
uh,
that it can't even be a black wash because Sri Lankans are black.
We
boy,
keep make it even better.
the men are on point to that, but they're firing. But I want to make special mention to a special player, Shea Hope. The man was absolutely brilliant right throughout the series. The only problem with Shea Hope is that I want Shea Up to work on eliminating some of those dot balls because if you're a top batsman when you come up against top class opposition, it will hurt the team because then you're going to put pressure on the rest of the batsmen to just come in from ball one and start attacking. Yesterday in that match, I made a post and I criticized Darren Bravo because Darren Bravo played an awful innings to begin with until later on he probably people would say he actually picked up and got ended up with a decent score. But my problem is that you know that with Shea Up, you expect him to have a strike rate of around 70 to 80 consistently. You can't have a next man scoring way less than him when it comes down to strike rate, and that played a part in Shea Up gifting away his wicket yesterday. And I was attacked that wasn't the case, especially by Ryan. Ryan said that wasn't the case. And I saw other fans saying that Shea was just being brainless as most West Indies cricketers are. Chris Lynch, I'm going to start with you on this one. Do you agree with my notion that the pressure that Bravo put on Hope let him give away his wicket?
Um, Obviously it is very true. Shearup was spending too much time at the non-strikers end, and he keeps turning the strike to Bravo early in the over, and then Bravo would face the next four balls. If Shearup give him the strike, he will face the next Bravo face the next four balls and keep hitting the ball to the fielders. So I think it was a bit of frustration on Shearup part because the shot wasn't there when he played, and that's not his type of game. When he lose Evan Lewis, who he was comfortable batting with because Evan Lewis would pick up the slack, then I think he expected Bravo to do the same, and Bravo didn't come and do that. Bravo was playing more of his role, and then he felt it on him that it was his responsibility as the set batsman who has been there for a while that he should go. So you could credit some of the blame to Bravo.
All right, Ryan Lawson, what is your rebuttal? Because you're one who took me on about it.
Yeah, I mean, when you said it at the time, I thought it was premature given that Bravo was like in his 40s and we had like 20 odd overs left to go at a rate of about 6. So I think we had enough time. But thereafter, later on in Bravo's innings, when he was in his 60s, 70s, he started to choke the strike a lot more and his rate began to fall into the 60s because at one point he was 60 odd up and 90 odd ball, 70 off 100, and then when he was in his 80s, 90s, he faced like 10 overs worth of dot ball. So he got worse after Hope lost his wicket. And then when Pollard came for some reason, he started to play some shots.
Yeah, man, because they're
But
afraid that they
10
became
overs, 10 overs worth of dot ball though is, even with a
unacceptable.
century, that's very bad.
Unacceptable in this form of cricket, boss man. But as a lot of people are saying, probably Bravo was just using this match as a dress rehearsal for the test match because obviously he was playing a test match. Because honestly, a lot of the shots that he played were crisp enough. Mind you, there were some crisp shots. However, they were directly to the fielders. And I was watching the game. Actually, it's the first I've sit down and watched West Indies match entirely. I didn't move a muscle throughout the entire day. I watched the entire match and I was frustrated at one point because yeah, I'm not really into them much, but I want to see how they will stack up against the top opposition and if this is what they're going to do with all these dot deliveries, Western is in trouble. But Shakes, question to you. What do you make of the bowling performance throughout the series and more so Jason Mohammed because he ended the series as Western is leading wicket taker. And also what's your take on that foolishness that Alzar Joseph did? Because he could have effected a run out before Asaranga actually got off, yet he just let the ball flew past because he thought he was going to hit the wicket. Shakes, your time.
Yeah, so let me touch on the Alzari Joseph issue first. I guess you see he's a bowler, and any bowler they don't want to damage their hand. That is how I'm going to put it. They don't want to damage their hand, so I guess that is what he was thinking when he let the ball go. Right? That's the only thing I can come up with to kind of defend what he did. Right? But I don't know. Hasaranga has added impetus to the Sri Lankan innings in every game thus far, right? So I guess if you want to say luck was with him in that match to just continue his form. Why they never got to take that chance for the to effect the run out. But you asked me about Jason Mohammed. For me, Jason Mohammed not supposed to be in West Indies one day team. Many people might say, yeah, he can bowl, but what's the point? He's not in the game to bowl. He's in the team to bat. He's the number 3 batsman, right? You touched a point tonight saying that you want to see West Indies against better opposition, right? To determine how well they will play. Just so you know, West Indies, they're still ranked 9th in the world. Sri Lanka, they're ranked 8th. People need to realize that it's not the best Sri Lankan team that West Indies is playing right now, right? So the results, even though I am happy that they won, why? Because the points count towards the ICC T20, not T20, ODI
Oh yeah,
World
championship.
Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
World
right.
selection.
So the points is what really matters. It don't really matter the opposition that you're playing and the fact that they're weakened. You just need the points. Because even right now in the table, India is below West Indies.
Yeah, but it could be pointed
But
out that India has played
but they
less
haven't really
one day
played
international
many
matches.
games. Yeah, they
Yeah,
haven't
just
really
all
played
right.
many games.
Also, teams like South Africa isn't on the table as yet because they haven't played any ODI
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
But
But as I said, it's always best to win the games that are in front of you, right? But for me, I was disappointed. I was disappointed in how we constructed many of those innings. In chasing. Number one, I don't see West Indies beating New Zealand, India, England, or Australia.
Australia.
Why? Because even for this last game, West Indies should have gone into bat. You can't chase down every total
Shakes,
against every
I agree
team.
with you 100% because I was looking at it from a standpoint, boss man, you already win the series. Try post a score because it's not every time you're going to actually win the toss. So post
Exactly.
a score and see, oh, if you
Did
could
you
bowl
hear
out.
what Pollard? Did you hear what Pollard said?
What did he say?
Pollard said when the toss was won and he decided to bowl, the team was vexed with him because they wanted
And
to
I
bat.
agree with them. They're supposed to be.
Exactly. Because listen, you see, if ODI is your worst format and you're playing this sort of team, you're not going to play this team multiple times before you get to the ICC World Cup, So it made sense to at least play one out of the 3 games where you set a total and you try to defend. Plus, there would be less pressure in this game to actually win it. So
Because they
so
already won the series.
thank you. So you remember West Indies back in the day, we used to win the last game of every series that we play. once we had already lost the series, right?
Yep.
We saved our best game for last. Now we had the flip where we won our first 2 games. How many times can we say that West Indies winning the first 2 games of a three match series, right? So I believe that we should have gone into bat, try to set a total, try to set at least 350. Why? Because if you realize the middle order has not had a lot to do in the series, right?
Shake,
And the
shake,
problem
shake.
is
You
not.
touch on a brilliant. You touch on a brilliant point because I was like, you have man like poor and yes, he come out and boom, boom, boom. But you need to give the man them time to actually become acclimatized to the condition in the middle and actually
Yeah,
put some runs underneath their belt to see how well they can put up yourself against other teams. But Chris Ross in the comment section just pointed out just made a brilliant point, and it's something I actually realized too. During the recently concluded CG Insurance 50 over tournament, Pollard won the toss on many occasions. And you know what he did? He chased on majority of the occasions. So it seems like it's a thing with Pollard that he loves chasing. But brother, you have to upgrade the thing that you can't think of just
Pollard also said something else after he said the team was vexed with him. He said something about Sri Lanka does not know the pitch and they don't know what total is a good total for them to put up. So that was his thinking in putting in them to bat. But now that you bring out this Super 50 thing, it seems as if Pollard really loves to chase because I wasn't aware of the,
Ryan. Ryan,
the,
even
the
somebody case, even somebody case,
situation.
it's a poor excuse on his part because as Shakes and I just pointed out, you're already winning the series, boss man. You don't need to worry about how much you post and all of that. You already won the series. But one thing that I take away from this series, Jason Holder, it seems like from he lost the captaincy in the test team, his mind is just because even that last
refresh.
over, what the hell was he thinking in that last over? He was absolute trash with his bowling in this ODI series. And boy, if this is how they plan to go, and they need to find a replacement for him as well. But he
But
needs
yeah,
to
you
get his
see,
act together ASAP.
there are a few things in Levon that you can pick out, you can nitpick to say, okay, we still haven't found a death bowler, right? Plus, I would have wanted to see a death bowler with West Indies trying to defend the target because we don't have a death bowler when the team is setting the total. So just imagine the type of pressure that is going to be there to defend the target. So if you can play a few games where you can try to set it up, because currently Ambrose even said it, that in the past years, and in the past years really mean in the last 10 years, West Indies has really not had any death bowler when you come to think about it, right? And if you realize when you go to India,
Apart from when we had Bravo,
apart from Bravo,
we
right?
never really
But
had
that
a
was
true
just
death
really
bowler.
just slower balls.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a bona fide death bowler. But overall, we really haven't had a death bowler
None.
outside of
All right,
Bravo.
all right. Another thing that I want to point out, Shakes, because you just touched on a point that it was a good reason why I touched on it because this would have slipped me as well because something I actually realized. Sri Lanka had known that they would have lost the series and probably lose this match as well, right? The Fernando youth that played yesterday, he was smashed all over. Yet when this man was bowling the 47th and either the 45th or the 47th over, this man kept pitching up some Yorkers. I'm saying, why didn't we see that in the West Indies innings? Lakmalo got a couple wickets. Lakmal was doing the exact same thing. So I'm saying, if Sri Lanka can show that they actually can go after the Yorker, in which Bishop was saying it on commentary that this is what I love to see at the depth. Bowl some Yorkers or some low full toss because it will be very hard for these batsmen to get on there, especially a Pollard who depend on his big hitting. So it would be hard for him to do that. So at the end of the day,
The only thing I can say was going into the series, I already knew that we were short a bowler. We didn't pick Ravi Rampal as a good death bowler, and Sheldon Cottrell I think was injured. So we were missing 2 of our best death bowlers. Any one of those guys, and then Jason Ola wouldn't have the ball bowling at that point. But I think bad
You'd
captaincy
really go back.
from
You'd really
Pollard.
go back for Ravi. Ravi
Bad
is the part.
captaincy from Pollard, that's the only thing I can say. He should be the death bowler when he sees that Jason Ola having a bad day.
I mean, the Trinidad guy that they brought in.
Phillips.
How good is he?
Anderson Phillip,
Yeah, how
average,
good is he?
average
I've
at
never
best.
seen. It's the first me see him, but I've never really
Yeah, man,
Watch him.
he did decent in
In the 50 over.
in Super 50 tournament, but he's an average player. Since as they
Well,
went with him, I don't see the reason why they couldn't call up Rampal because Rampal was way better than him in the
well, they need
tournament.
to also groom the young guy, Jadon Searles, or
Jaden
whatever.
Seals, that is the man
They
that I
need to
need them
groom
to
him.
grow.
Yeah. As I
But
say, you see when West Indies come up to the better opposition or oppositions because it's India, England, Australia, and New Zealand. Those four teams. Anybody that watches them play ODI cricket knows that 350 is basically the bar for them when they go into play cricket. And you talk about dot balls. You see this dot ball foolishness that West Indies doing and blocking, especially Bravo. Listen, Bravo scored a century, but it basically like he just scored 40.
I was impressed.
Right? Because anybody that watch that innings and really think that him holding up the bat, you're like, brother, you do realize that this is modern day ODI and not back in the day when 270 was the norm. 350 is the norm now. Many teams score close to 400 runs, you know.
all right, Shakes, before we came on the show, right? Before we came on live, Chris and I was speaking on it, and we're saying that yes, Azar should have effected the run out, but I was happy that he didn't. You know why? Because Sri Lanka would have made less. I wanted them to make more to see how these dudes would have performed under pressure. But at the end of the day, a 3-0 series victory, good for them. Hope they take the
We take the
momentum into the
points. We
test
take the
series.
points. We'll take the
Take the points and
points.
move on, and I hope they carry the momentum into the test series and actually win that as well. Congrats
Yeah.
to the West Indies. Congrats to Pollard. What, 68% win percentage thus far as captain of the ODI team. Keep on going.
I agree with
Hopefully.
Shakes, though, in regards to Mohammed. I don't think Mohammed should be in the team.
Not ready. We'll never
But
ever be ready.
the Hussein guy seems to be a good find.
Yeah, he's a decent. I was impressed by him, especially in that
Decent.
last game.
Decent. But now we move on from that and move into some football action. And we deal with some EPL action now. So Saturday morning, we saw Leeds taking on Chelsea, a match that we expected that Chelsea would have won since Leeds is a team that played so open. But it wasn't meant to be. It ended in a dull nil draw. First and foremost, let me give that over to Ryan. And I also want his comment on Hakim Ziyech.
Well,
Ryan, take it away.
was it really the dullest village right now? Because the first half wasn't that bad. And there were some chances. Both teams were unlucky in certain areas in terms of converting the chances. So I wouldn't really say it's the dullest nil draw, but it could have been a lot better, especially what we expected. What we expect from a Leeds and also from a Chelsea. Hakim Ziyech, what do you want to say about him? Because there's
All
not
right.
much.
I'm going to point out one thing. Shakes came on here before and said that Harry Maguire is the $80 million cone in defense. Hakim Ziyech is what? How much you pay for him? 30 million or 40 million? The 40 million cone
In some other region there.
that is playing for Chelsea, because I remember Kai Havertz made a brilliant play where it took away at least two defenders with him. And there was Ziyech on the end of the box. The man expected him to
But he
run.
was supposed
The
to go
man,
in the space.
yeah, and the man stood
Going
static
to the
like a
box,
cone.
the space in the box and try and get the goal. And he stood
Yeah,
on the
and,
edge
he,
of
and,
the
he,
box.
and he just stood static like a cone. So, boss man, what has happened to Ziyech? And other people criticize Bruno, and even a lot of fans out there said that Ziyech would have torn the Premier League up in pieces and would make Bruno seems like a little clone in this
But
league.
remember,
But
the first 10 games of the season, Ziyech was playing well. And then it was all downhill from there. He got an injury. And then from that, it's like his doppelganger replaced him. Because he got a handful of assists and I think a couple goals in the first 10 or so games, I think. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what to say about Ziyech right now.
Alright, boss. Next up, we saw Crystal Palace taking on West Brom. Crystal Palace getting a 1-0 victory. Jason.
Boy, must Chris in his look. I think a lot of the pre-match, well, a lot of the match focus was pretty much focused on Zaha more than anything regarding his decision not to kneel. But
Hold on a
outside of
sec,
that,
Jason. Hold on. Keep on chipping and chipping out. I keep on hearing a baffling sound.
yeah,
All right, go
you
ahead
better
now.
know.
Let me hear it.
You better know.
All right, no, try to fix it and link back in. So, Chris Lynch, your take on the match.
Leeds versus Crystal
No
Palace
man.
versus
Crystal
West
Palace
Brom
against West Brom. Yeah.
was a good game. What was it? A penalty that decided the tie. But I think West Brom was the better team. Well, didn't watch all of it, but West Brom was the better team. And I think West Brom didn't take their chances. Had a lot of chances on target, and probably should have scored from the first half and didn't. Crystal
Well,
Palace did get did get a penalty, and when you're not playing good and score, it's like it's like a turnaround for you because you know that you weren't at your best, and then you score not at your best, and then they make it all in West Brom. So I think West Brom would have walked away feeling undone because they played a better game, but Crystal Palace walk away with the 3 points.
all right. Burnley beating the two teams over on Merseyside for the first time in ages. Shakes. I want to speak on that one, especially that peach of a goal from Dwight McNeil.
Yeah, man. So I watched that match in full. And those who watched that game, it was an end-to-end game for the 90 minutes, right? Burnley should have been 3-0 up in that match. Before Everton even got a chance on goal, right? But that goal, I mean, Matt Neal got the assist to Chris Wood, but that goal by Matt Neal, man, when you talk about the pigeon, he literally found the pigeon in that game. Like, what's his name? Pickford. He was literally scrambling to his right and just could not get to it because it was perfectly placed, right? When he cut inside to beat that player, I don't remember who it was that he beat, but like the defender, or it was probably a midfielder. He just sold himself. It was probably
Alan.
Alan.
Alan was the
Alan,
man.
yes, it was Alan. Alan literally sold himself, right? And the man just cut inside and just put it in
All
the
right,
top
Shakes.
corner.
You know what it's like. You remember that match that Everton played against United when Bruno pitched it right into the top corner as well. It was
Yeah,
something similar. Remember that defender
yeah.
sold himself, and there it was. So it seems like it's a regular thing for Everton.
Yeah, man. But as I said, Burnley they should have been 3-0 up. They played very well in that match, especially the fact that they were away from home. But I remember Jason pointing out that Everton they don't have a good home record, right?
Yeah, man, the home form is
So
very poor.
yeah. So and I think you were the one that brought it up that Burnley hadn't beaten the two Merseyside clubs in a
Yeah,
season
man.
for a very long time. Yeah. So there was a little bit of history for that. Let me point out though that Calvert Lewin, even though he scored, he got a glorious chance to score a
Equalize.
second
Yeah,
header.
yeah.
To score a second header, and for some strange reason, he just mistimed
It's unlike
flicking
him
his
to
head.
miss that.
Yeah, because Nick Pope would have been beaten easily because less than 6 yards out, goalkeeper standing up wouldn't have any chance, right? Outside of that, I don't remember any other clear cut chance that Everton got after that. That was the only chance that they really created to draw the game. But overall, on the balance of play, Burnley deserved that win, and especially from that goal by Matt Neal, deserved to win that match.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Next up, we saw the champions elect ramping past Fulham 3-0. I was watching that match, and I said to the producer that, boss, first half finish 0-0, City is going to kill Fulham in the second half. And by the 46th minute, there was the first goal. And I was just saying that expect the second one to come, expect the third one to come, because that's it. I noticed something this season. You see, when you play against certain opposition and you see what they actually play, because I don't know, but it seems like Pep turned a tactical genius because he went with three at the back in this match, trying to match what Fulham does. And he even played mind game with Scott Parker, saying that Scott Parker is actually better than him right now in terms of a coach. So the man played the mind game with him, went with the same three at the back as the man did, killed him at his own game. Started Aguero, even though it said that Aguero would actually leave in the summer, going to Barcelona. It's been touted. But Chris, to make of that match.
Man City, Man City was always going to win this game. Win this game. Even if they were down 1-0, think they should have scored early in the game, but they didn't. But like I said, Pep on this team is not going to panic whenever they go to halftime nil all. They know that they can always win a game and find goals. And this defender, John Stones, keep on finding important goals for his team, and he did it
All
again.
mark of a winning team.
Yeah, he did it again. You're scoring from everywhere. That's what you want. So
You need to save some for euros.
save
Says the
some for
Englishman.
tomorrow. Yeah, but yeah, City didn't do nothing that I don't think anyone expect. They did what only thing they did wasn't scored first half, and most people would have think they would have scored first half. But like I said, when they scored the first one, you expect okay, it's gonna end 5 now. It's just gonna but it was a good Man City display.
I'm trying to remember what exactly was being said, but I think it said that it's the 590th time since Pep has changed his starting 11 this season alone. The man has
What?
changed his start in terms of the players. He hasn't went with the same
Yeah, I
personnel.
understand, but that's a lot.
The total,
Yes,
I'm
that's the
talking
thing.
the total
The
11.
total overall.
The total 11.
Yeah, so I'm saying the man has went all out, and it simply shows that here. So you have a squad and squad with depth.
But you know though, even when Pep went with a 3-4-3, was
Three
it?
four three.
Yeah, but you know that even when he goes with a back four, it's essentially a back three when they are moving up with the ball. Because you realize
Sometimes
that
yes.
Cancelo will tuck into midfield and Stones go to the wide right areas. So it essentially becomes a back three when they're advancing, and then they become a back four when they are defending. So on paper, he will line up as a 4-3-3, but plays like a back three in a lot of instances.
All right,
Which is
well, let
why
me see.
Gundogan is scoring so much goals, because when Cancelo goes in, Gundogan gets a lot of freedom to move further up.
All right, let me,
So
well,
One
let me see.
important thing is he went in this match with an eye for the Champions League game. Obviously, he knew that he didn't need all of his players for this one to get the 3 points. So obviously, he rests Gundogan, Sterling for the Champions League game tomorrow.
Let me see. Let me see if Jason connection has been better. Jason. All right, connection still needs some sorting out, but I agree, and it simply shows that, as I said, this is a team that has a lot of quality players, and no matter who put out there, they actually still play very good football. Now, next up, we saw Southampton taking on Brighton, a match that both teams needed to win, but guess what? There could only be one win, and Brighton was the team to actually get the win, and I'm sure that Shakes want to get a piece of this one. Shakes, go ahead. Shakes, not hearing you.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying that when it comes on to Brighton and Fulham, I like their coaches in terms of the style of play, right? Brighton, luckily they were away from home. When they are away from home, they get major points, right? Because we know that they haven't done well at home since all the way back in 2019. So that game totally dominated the game. Just on the balance of play, they were just better than Southampton. Southampton, of course, had more ball possession though, but I believe that Brighton they were just more effective in the final third of that game. Two good goals by Lewis Dunk and Trossard. Danny Welbeck coming up with a brilliant assist for the second goal. Che Adams, he has been in good goal scoring form. His goal was also well taken. But when you look on it, Brighton really, really needed to win that game, right? Based on what Fulham has been doing of late, the fact that Newcastle ended up with a draw. So Brighton needed to win that game because it's always better to be closer to the teams that are slightly ahead of you rather than the teams that are trying to make up the points come the end of the season. So it was a very good win for the Brighton team.
But the thing that really probably bothering is that Ralph Hasenhuttl needs to watch over his shoulder now because he's been losing a lot and they keep on sliding more and more down the table. So this is a match that they actually needed to get something from, but it wasn't to be. And he's another one that has been chopping and changing his starting 11 over and over. This match, you have Bednarik starting at right back. Next match, you have Walker Peters. And I'm saying, you actually need results, boss man. You need to settle on a team to try get some result. And on a few occasions we have seen where a particular formation has worked for him. So I'm saying, since as it has worked for you, why don't you keep on using that instead of going around and around in circles, just like what happened with Nuno at Wolves. Remember that he started with a back four until he saw that it wasn't working and he had to switch back to what he knows, in which is three at the back. So I'm saying you need to stick to what you know, boss man, or else you'll get dragged right into that relegation battle. And I'm sure they wouldn't actually want that to happen because actually I like him as a coach and I've been watching him from Leipzig days and he's someone that I like as a coach. So I actually need them to stay up. Newcastle need them to come out of the league because them and Steve Bruce don't serve much purpose. Um, Next up, we saw Leicester ramp into a 5-0 victory over Sheffield United and Kelechi Iheanacho scoring an hat-trick. Ryan, your take on that one? And also, let's point out that the man has been sacked. That's Chris Wilder. And it's the first time since, 2009, Sheffield United has conceded 5 goals in a match. So the
Can I
moment they
just
sack
point
him,
out? Can I just
Was he
point out
sacked
one thing?
or did he offer to resign or what is the true story?
An amicable
Alright.
solution.
Alright, hold on. You see how this thing works, Ryan?
Because hold on, I'm hearing some stuff about director of sports. If don't want one and some other background situation surrounding the club that he doesn't want, and they have a
Ryan,
issue.
you see how this business run, boss man? They're going to pretty it up and they're saying, oh, we came to an amicable agreement that it's best that we move on and this and that. Brother.
No, man, I know all of that, but I'm just saying outside of that, I was hearing some stuff about a director of sports that he does not want and he wants more
but the key thing behind it was that their owner, I think his name is Prince Abdul, some Prince
Abdullah.
Abdul, and yeah,
Abdullah.
he said that they invested somewhat and his recruitment was very poor. He also said that he wants to keep vast majority of his players when they go to the championship. No, the one is saying that here what we will need to let go of a few of these players to manage the wage bill and all those things. So he wasn't in agreement with that. They were having a discussion in January. Things seems like yes, it was going to be all right, but then there came the breakdown that you just mentioned with the director and all that. He didn't want that person there, so there came everything just came tumbling down, and it was either either. And they thought that the best thing for him was just that they move on with the coach. But the bad thing now for them is that if they actually plan to appoint Jason Tyndall as the coach, us man never stayed in the championship for a couple of years. That man was halfway Bournemouth as a coach, so I'll say
The thing
good
is,
luck.
the thing with Wilder, you see what happened with. You remember when Burnley went down and Standard brought them back up immediately. And now we're having the same thing with Norwich. Norwich went down and they seem to be coming back up with the same coach.
Yeah.
I think Sheffield was initially. We all know Sheffield gone from within the first 3 months of the season. So I think they were looking at keeping on Wilder because he would have been seen as the man to bring them back up immediately. Well, I think with the breakdown that contributed to him leaving, so I think it's more of that than he has been sacked for bad results because he has been having bad results. So it couldn't be about that alone.
No, man, that's why I said to you that it was more of him saying that when they go down to the championship, they want to keep the players. But while I wasn't thinking really, because there's a clause in championship that you have to maintain. So you have to manage a certain wage bill. You can't let it be over, or else you're going to face fines and things like those
Yeah,
things. So
they have a cap.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
the thing, a salary cap and all those. So Sheffield was looking at it from a business standpoint, and then again, the football is business. So
yeah.
that was what it came down to, and they conceded 5. Congrats to Iheanacho once again, and Jamie Vardy for reaching 100 goal contributions in the Premier League. Brilliant. 81 goals, 19 assists. Although, boss man, the boss me think he can pick up a goal scorer, I never do it. But at the end of the day, good victory for them, and Sheffield confirming what we already knew. They're going down.
So no Leicester implosion this season. No Brendan Rodgers slipping.
He has done he has done very well, to be honest, because he has
Listen,
had a lot of injuries. Let's point that out. The amount of injuries that he has faced in a stop here,
Well,
boss man.
we have a quarter of the season left to go, and last year this time was when the implosion began.
listen, I will say this. I will add this about Leicester. You got the worst team in the division to play. Kill them. That is what you're supposed to do. Leicester did exactly that.
Unlike
They
Man
not only
United.
got 3 points, but they also boost their goal difference.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you do.
Unlike Man United.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
that's-
Rogers don't get enough credit as a coach. He's a good coach. He's a very good coach. I think the one thing people use and judge him was when he had the league basically wrapped up and
Slipped.
yeah, Slippy G cost him his job. So I think that's the only thing people have against him. But he's a good coach. He's not doing it with no big talent, like no big talented players that most of these top clubs have. And
Well, they also have last
he's
season
still
against him
doing
as
good.
well.
Go again?
They also have last season against him as well.
Yeah, but again, I just pointed it out that last season you could call it a James Madison team last year, and James Madison went down, and from he went down, they just started to went down. This season, I see a big difference because Madison has been out for a while. Harvey Barnes, for fun, and all those players, and yet still they have managed to maintain.
But
That I find.
Levon, if you realize last year, as you rightfully point out, it was basically a one-man team. This year, or let me say a one-man solo act. This year, it's actually a team effort.
Thanks, boss.
That is the
Hold on.
hallmark
Who
of
won
a
Golden Boot last year?
decent coach.
Who won Golden Boot last year?
Wasn't
So-
it shared?
No, that was the year before. Last year, I'm sure Vardy won the Golden Boot.
No, man.
It was
Who won the
shared
Golden-
last
I
year
think
between
it was
Mane and
shared,
Salah.
man. I think
I think it was
no,
shared
the
between
year-
Abba, I think it was shared between Abba and Salah.
That was
and
the season. That was the season before when the three Africans shared it.
a producer
I am
quickly
almost
check that
certain
and
last
get
year.
back. Who won the Golden
Vardy
Boot
was the
last
Golden
season?
Boot winner last year. So it was more a Vardy team than a Madison team.
No, but not
No, man,
because Vardy scored the goals. Madison was pulling the strings in midfield.
Okay,
That's,
yeah, I
fine,
think
I understand
Madison
that's
that.
was
what
the best
Drake is
player.
saying.
Fine, I understand that, but you can't really then say it's a one-man team and single out Madison when Vardy was
No, man.
the leading scorer in the
Well,
league.
We're
no,
talking
but
about
Ryan,
influence,
Ryan.
Ryan.
That is what we're talking
No, I
about.
get
And if
all of that,
Madison, if Madison don't create the chances, Vardy won't score. That's the point
I
we're
get
bringing
all of that,
across.
but at the end of the day, you can't then say it's a one-man team and single out Madison as the one-man.
No, man. Hold on. It's a one-man team last year. This year, it is a team effort. Why? Because
It's
you
a
see when
two-man team.
no, man. Even when multiple players go out, you still have decent results. Come at the end of the day, they're still
Yeah, so
winning games.
actually,
Even when Madison went
Vardy
out.
won it last year. But Shakes, something that I realized with him this year also is that he has been trying different things. He has altered between formations because he was playing 4 at the back, and from Madison and those Harvey Barnes and those players went down, he has switched to a 3 at the back, and he has been playing Iheanacho and Ayoze Perez behind Vardy. So he has somewhat changed things this year somewhat. So at the end of the day, you have to give him some credit for that, man. And happy to see them beat up the worst team in the league. That's how you deal with these teams. And
That's how you do
so
it.
they don't implode.
And for me, I think Rogers really overachieve, and then people because he doesn't have the quality players like Liverpool, Man U. He doesn't have the same quality of players, and he's matching up with them very good.
All right. So next up was North London derby. Arsenal against Tottenham, and what a peach of a goal that was by Eric Lamela. But he also had a nightmare when he got a yellow card and actually got sent off, and Arsenal ended up winning. And Arsenal are bouncing because of one Martin Odegaard. He has helped them out a lot over the past couple of matches. Brilliant week for him. He scored a peach in Europa League, was named Norway captain, and then he scored in the North London derby. However, what dominated that entire match was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang starting on the bench because of disciplinary reasons. I want to get Ryan take on it first up.
Well, if you are the captain, you need to lead by example. That's first up. Secondly, as a coach, you have to put your foot down and let them know who is boss. And I'm glad that Arteta set an example where that is concerned. Not because your best player or your best chance of a goal was broke a rule or something, you're going to excuse it. Because what will happen is that others will see that and then will look at you as soft or feel they can do the same thing too. Where does it stop? So you have to nip it in the bud as soon as possible. And I'm glad he did that. And that's something that's a good example to set by the coach.
And it was also stated earlier on today that the players were in agreement with the coach for what he did.
Okay.
So, you know that it doesn't bother as well for the captain to be that, because you can't reach the man in the late boss on that kind of style that. So, it was actually the right decision by him. But Shakes, overall, what did he make of the North London derby?
It was a good game, Tottenham never showed up at all. Let me just state that. So it was just Arsenal against some cones. Mourinho even said it. Apart from Kane hitting the bar, the post, for that free kick, Tottenham, they just, I don't know. It's like they wanted Arsenal to win the game, clearly, right? They just did not show up on the day. Gareth Bale was totally anonymous. He got taken off, and then when the coach was taking him off, he was asking him, "Oh, is me taking off?" Yeah,
Like
I found that very strange because the commentator literally said nothing about Gareth Bale in the entire match up until that point when he was being taken off. And I was there wondering, but why is he saying to the coach, "You sure it's me you want to take off?" Because you see, when Song went down, Tottenham hopes just went down. Like they literally became non-existent up top.
But you're saying that Bale was off arm. Kane never done much either, brother. Kane was missing in action.
No, man, I know, and that's why I said, apart from that one shot where the free kick that he took that ended up on the post, Kane never did anything either. So that's why I say basically the entire front line.
But remember, Kane is the striker. If Kane needs the ball to come to him, so if they are not getting the ball to him, what really can he do?
Ryan, not Augusto. Harry Kane is a player that drops deep.
I know he drops deep.
Especially this season.
Besides that,
drop deep a whole lot with a lot of play.
Yeah, he's going to drop deep, but then he's not going to drop deep in defense. He's going to drop into the midfield. If the ball not coming to him, regardless of how deep him dropping at the midfield, what can you do?
But you know that
when you drop, and then again when you drop deep, and those around you not moving correctly or in the right areas as Bale wasn't, how is he going to link up the players?
Yeah, but at least drop deep to get the ball. But what's the point of just staying up top, up at the top of the field as a cone? You're really not going to do anything in the game. It's better you actually drop deep and try to just spray a pass. Guess what? It means that Arsenal will have less of the ball if you keep on dropping deep, because you're actually doing something on the field. It might not be effective in terms of leading to a goal because the players aren't making certain runs. But as I said, it will lessen the sort of impact that Arsenal will have, the sort of control that they had in the midfield to then supply their forward players, because that's all they did,
All right,
If you actually
Shakes, hold on a second. I see a rather controversial comment right here that I want your take on. So, here's someone in our comment section saying that based on matches sometimes, all right, the person is Willis. So they're saying that based on matches, sometimes, guys, do you think some teams just lay back and just give the other team a win? In other words, do you think some of these games are fixed under the cover?
but hold on.
Well,
Willis just said
based
that.
on how the refs behave, they can't rule that out.
Listen, but it's not even the rest, because I just made that point that it's as if Tottenham just wanted Arsenal to win the game. That's what I came on and just said, because I just how they play, just lackluster right throughout. Bale no do nothing, Kane no do nothing. Sang, yeah, he got injured, right? Lucas Moura was the only man that literally came onto that field and did something, but that was short-lived, right? And it was
But
basically a one-man band.
that's sports for you though. I don't agree with those allegations that's sports for you. Like that's just how life is. Some day you have a great day and the next day you're not feeling it. Spurs
But,
just didn't have a good game.
Chris, I know that I can punch you in a short terms
No
because
man.
I've been times and brother, a regular but still I'm watching thing and I say, yo, get some teams that get
Spurs,
a dollar 12 for win more than a brother, and I team I get a $12, $15 for win. And when you check it, you see the side where I get $15, it up ramp up the side and me tell you something I say happen often, brother.
all
So
right.
don't rule it out.
Mama tell you, you have some guys who bet. Them put down 3 out of every week. Says all you have them say them have 15 big team in Europe and them say 3 of them are gonna lose every week. You have some guys who do that. Like them just pick them a pick 3 people, 3 team from out of Europe who are gonna lose. So but I don't agree with it, man. It's just that Man City come and have bad days. Them have it a lot in Champions League. It's not because them sell the game. You think say when some team beat Man City in Champions League, them don't want to win? No, that not happen. So Spurs have a bad game and Arsenal had a great game. Like what Sheikh
But
said,
but Chris,
Arsenal had a great
All
game
right,
and it
here's Stefan in the comment section saying that can be yes, but Jose doesn't lose to Arsenal. This is them the
exactly.
most.
Remember the talk before the game, I don't look down, I look up.
I look up. Okay.
That is why I say the players coming onto that field, like it's as if they just wanted to lose that match. Listen, when you can see, and somebody pointed out in the comment section, Dele Alli, and I never even remember when I saw Dele Alli coming onto the field. I was like, Mourinho is bringing on Dele Alli into a match to try to get a goal. Dele Alli. That means that it must be bad on the day for Dele Alli to get on the park nowadays,
He's been
right?
getting
It
on the
must
park
be
for a while now.
Yeah, I
He's
was
been
just
getting on the
about to
park
point out that he has been
for the
getting
last month now,
he
man.
has been getting a quite a fair share of games over
Over
the
the
past.
last
yeah
month or so, he has been
in
getting
the
games.
Europa League.
More games.
In the Europa
No
League.
No,
man,
man, even in the
right
league itself.
across.
Come on,
Shit,
man. The man.
Mourinho had no other choice. You said it. There was no help for Kane in midfield. He had no other choice but to try and try and try. That's remember him pull Bale first,
Mm-hmm.
and then he pull Dembele right after. Him basically I try get help for Kane. The coordination
Yeah,
up front
because
never worked. The
Ndombele was
final third
playing in
just
the
never worked.
Ndombele was playing in the 8, and then he pulled Bale and moved Ndombele up to the 10, and then after that he just pulled Ndombele totally and to put in Dele. So
Let
he
me
was
say this.
trying.
Let me add this, Levon. So Spurs, they played at home against Zagreb, it was in the Europa League. Arsenal traveled to play Olympiacos. And it would seem as though Spurs went to Antarctica and came back. The way
Agreed
they
upon.
were just lackluster on the field. Very strange.
But as I said though, congrats to Arsenal for winning, and especially Bones, because Bones had came on and said that he expected them to win this match and he expected a 3-2 victory. It wasn't to be a 3-2, it was just a 2-1, but big up yourself, Bones, wherever you are.
Oh, add this to
Why
Bones,
we're
to the
not
Bones
why we're not talking
catalog.
about the deciding goal, the penalty?
Shake spoke a little bit about it, man. Shake said something about it.
So Shakes agree it was a penalty.
Brother, that wasn't a penalty.
All right, because I was going to ask a question. Didn't Lacazette miss the ball, complete his kick first before he got it?
That's what I saw.
So my thing is this: if I kick a ball, okay, the ball did not go out, fine. So if I kick a ball, complete my kick and the ball go in the stands, and then a defender hit me, is that a penalty?
So let me
Currently.
point this out. Let me point this out, Ryan. When a forward player kicks a ball, meaning the player is one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He kicks a ball. Most times it's not heading towards the goal. It's heading away from goal. The goalkeeper touches the player. He goes down. What does that equal? A penalty.
Come again.
True or false?
Repeat that.
When a player is one-on-one with a keeper, right?
Yes.
Most times the ball is not going towards goal. It's going away from goal.
Okay.
But it
Okay.
still
Fine.
results in a penalty. Yes.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to work out in my head what caused it to be a penalty, because I'm thinking about me completing my kick. I'm wondering if it's because the ball was still in play as opposed to the ball being out of play. Because when Lacazette kicked the ball, the ball was still in play. Huh?
It's basically a follow through.
Yeah, that I'm thinking maybe because the ball did not go out. Why the penalty? Which is why I asked the question.
Yes, you're saying because of the follow through. But what Ryan?
If I complete the kick and the ball go out, go into the stands and I get hit, I don't think the ref would get a penalty for that.
But most times that happens to the forward player when they're one-on-one with the keeper.
With the ball? No.
Yes. Look back on many penalties. Most times most times when the man push the ball around the keeper, he can't even retrieve it.
No, man, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when the ball goes out. I don't think a ref is going to give a penalty if Lacazette had a better connection and the ball went over the bar.
At that point,
if Lacazette had a better connection and the ball go over the bar and he got hit by Sanchez, you think
Ryan?
No, just answer my question.
Hold on. It's not about the type of connection that you get with the ball. Because you can miskick a ball and it ends up in the goal, and it's still a goal.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the penalty.
Yeah, but it's a penalty you're talking about. It don't matter.
No, I'm talking about something else because I don't know how you reach there, sir.
All right, quickly, because we got to wrap up on this.
The thing about it is, once you get it in the box, it don't matter where the ball was or nothing. The referee is going to punish you for a foul.
I think it's because the ball stayed in play. Why the penalty was given.
That's how football is being played now.
I think if he had kicked away kick the ball and he missed and kick it away and get hit after, you wouldn't have given it. But I think it's because the ball stayed in play.
All right, next up.
That's my thinking.
We'll move on from that now. Next up was Man United taking on West Ham, a match that we expected to be somewhat dodgy. Sheikh said it too. And I know that United won the game 1-0 through a own goal from Craig Dawson. Sheikhs, quickly your take on that.
Oh yeah, big up Man U and the 1-0 win. Man, 3 points, we'll take it, especially after Leicester won 5-0 against Sheffield United. You know, there was
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Nothing. There was not much to ride home about. West Ham, they were negative. No, I tell you the truth, they were negative in the game. David Moyes came negative, right? And if you come to play negative against Manchester United, that suit Manchester United, right? Because our defense will look immaculate because we're not really being pressured, right? That's one. So I saw many people saying Harry Maguire had a brilliant game, and I'm like, but what did he really have to do in the game? Because West Ham literally did nothing, right? It was Greenwood should have scored, Rashford should have scored. I think I made a comment when I think it was Raheem that brought up the Ronaldo thing coming back to Manchester United, and I was like, listen, Ronaldo needs to come back to Manchester United to teach Marcus Rashford to finish, to teach Mason Greenwood to finish and to teach Martial to finish.
Boss man, Ronaldo need to steer where he's at or go on a Real Madrid. We don't want him back over here. Argument done. Move on.
Listen, I want him as a player coach
Go back for this
to
one,
come and
dog.
teach these boys how to finish.
Man, love
Right?
go for no grandfather them, sir, brother.
Levon, you do know that Ronaldo would have scored that goal, right?
I don't know. He wasn't in the position, so I can't say he would have or he wouldn't have. Argument done.
But anyway, listen, as I said,
Ronaldo should have lifted Juventus in midweek. He didn't. He came back and scored a trick against Cagliari, and he was there celebrating. Come on, boss, Cagliari. That is that Mrs. scoring a trick against Wesker. So, anyways, move on. Finish up quickly about United.
Remember, we couldn't beat Sheffield United, so let's not go there. And we needed just one goal.
And we beat Man City. Okay, say no more.
Really?
Be happy with the 3 points, guys. West Ham was hoping to score first, and then
Yeah.
Ole
But they were negative. Yeah, they were negative. I think they just came to us to score.
I think it was about the 60th, 70th minute thereabout when Moyes made the change, went to a back four. Then you start to Rice doing the box-to-box movement. And I'm like, why you never start the game like this?
Yeah.
Why you went
as I said,
negative?
West Ham setup, it was ideal for Manu because when we play two central defensive midfielders who not really going to do much in the game, that's just perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, because remember, Rice thing is to get the ball, pass the ball. Rice is a very good passer of the ball. So when you crowd the midfield like that on him, with man like Noble who passed it 5 years ago, what you expect Rice to do? What you want him to do?
Shakes. I'm sure that you will agree with this comment. I still love Manu, so him don't wanna beat them.
Clearly.
I definitely agree with that. He wants to give Manu some free points.
All right, so last but not least, Chris Lynch match. So Wolves getting a 1. So Liverpool getting a 1-0 victory over Wolves today.
It's the Liverpool losing here.
With Jota, the former Wolvesman, getting the goal, but I was somewhat disappointed then because of that injury to
keeper
Rui Patricio. But Nuno came out and said that he's actually conscious and he remembered exactly what happened. So, Bossman, speed recover. But, Chris Lynch, quickly, your take on the match itself.
Typical Liverpool performance again, even when they're losing. Played good. Always have I like Klopp not using Fabinho as a centre half because I think he gives us more in midfield. Knowing that he bought centre halves, he should play them where they are. He should play them and stop play Fabinho there. He's our best midfielder right now, Fabinho. He gets the ball moving and all of that. So it was a good game. Happy for the goal in the first half. I guess that's always a good thing. We haven't done that in probably the last 8 to 9 games. So that's a good thing. And I welcome back the win. I have nothing to say about how Klopp approached the game. Anyway, how he get it done, he needs to get it done and end up in the top 4. I don't know how.
Yo, Shakes, one thing we have said then, Ryan. Remember, Liverpool fans just say, oh, we're going to beat up this team. You hear the man them say now, whenever we get a win, we just accept it. It doesn't matter. We just accept it.
That's how they're playing, Levan. They can't behave like they're playing no brother football like when they were winning Champions League and the league. So that's how they're playing now. That I don't know what happened to the team, but for some reason they're not finishing. And even in this game, probably holding the ball too much in midfield sometimes when Salah making a run or Mane making a run. And I think they're just not clinical as the Liverpool that we have come used to over the past 3 years. So it was a good game and they deserving the win. Wolves didn't really threaten Liverpool that much.
Yeah, but Wolves is playing with 10 man. Let's point it out because Adam is a waste of time.
That Wolves ended the game with more shots and more possession somehow.
Yeah. 54%. I think it was 54% possession.
Yeah.
All right. So that was a wrap on the EPL games that took place over the weekend. Now, quickly, we'll get your guys' scoreline prediction for the Champions League matches that will take place in the week. First up, Real Madrid taking a 1-0 victory at Atalanta, and they're now at home. So tomorrow, Real Madrid with a 1-0 lead on aggregate. Shakes, your scoreline?
I think Real Madrid have a couple players that might be missing. Casemiro, probably Benzema. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Atalanta. So Real Madrid advancing on away goals.
No, boss man, they wouldn't. If you said 2-1 to Atalanta, boss man, it would be Atalanta would go through because this is Real Madrid home leg.
Oh, is Real Madrid home leg?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
So Real Madrid will be knocked out.
Why did I think that they played the first game? All right. Yeah. So yeah. That means they're going to go extra time then.
No.
No, boss man, it would be Atalanta would going through because they actually have
Atalanta.
2 away goals.
1-0. 1-0.
All right, boss.
Yeah, 1-0.
Ryan, your scoreline?
So, hold on, you said 1-0. So
1-0.
what is
So
it?
they're going to be 1-1
What
on
is the final?
aggregate. Yeah. I don't see Real Madrid scoring if Benzema not playing that game.
So you're saying the game will finish 0-0?
No, man, it's saying that 1-0 to Atalanta.
1-0. So 1-0. Remember, Real Madrid has a 1-0 advantage. So if Atalanta scores 1 on aggregate, it'll be 1-1. So
so you're saying you expect extra time?
Extra time, yes.
All right, boss.
Yeah, but what happened extra time? That's what I'm asking.
Well, he asked me for the score line, you know. That's what he did.
All right, so Shakes, what do you want to do? He wanted to call the tie, so call the tie.
Atalanta to go through.
Okay, that's all.
You have beat her in the bush. All right, Ryan, quickly.
Scoreline. I'm going 2-1 to Real Madrid.
All right, so expect Real Madrid to go through. Chris Lynch, your scoreline.
I'm going 2-0 Real Madrid.
All right, next up we see Man City taking a Mönchengladbach. City holding a 2-0 advantage, and they have the home leg now. Lynch, you see this one going. Scoreline.
Man City all the way. They win the leg, first leg 2-0.
Yeah.
Pep did rest his players, so I expect them to come away with more goals with Gladbach probably in. Have nothing to lose, so I expect Man City to open them up more and probably 3-0.
All right, Shake your scoreline prediction.
4-0 Man City.
Ryan?
Same 4-0 because Marco Rose has down tools and so has Mönchengladbach.
All right. I'm sure you guys will say that you expect Bayern to go through this time, but still give me a scoreline prediction. Bayern leading 4-1 from the first leg. Shakes.
4-1 again, so 8-1 aggregate.
Ryan.
5-0.
Whoa. You guys not playing, man. Lots of goals in the Champions League. Christine, your scoreline?
Bayern gonna rest players 2-0.
And finally, Chelsea holding a 1-0 advantage, taking on Atletico. Ryan?
At the bridge, 1-1.
Shakes?
Tough one to call. I'm gonna go with a Chelsea 2-1 victory.
So you don't expect Atletico to do what they did to Liverpool to Chelsea?
No.
All right, Lynch?
Seems like Atletico might take this one. I believe in Luis Suarez. I believe he likes English teams. And I just can't see Atletico ready to pack up and go. I think they are the better team in the tie. So I'll go 2-1 Atletico.
All right, boss. So, guys, we have come to the closure of the live. It was once again a successful live, and I want to say thanks to all of you guys who tuned in, to our first-time viewers, to all the regular viewers, and to everyone that has tuned in. And shout out to our producer who was on hand tonight. Blessings, boss man, for passing through because we know the situation, but blessings. Once again, thanks to Chris for popping up, Ryan, Shakes, and Jason who was in and out. Jason, man, I say need to change your line because it now work good. So, again, thanks to you guys, and we'll be back here soon. Until next time, peace out. Take care of yourselves.
Bless.
Good night, guys.